Good evening, everyone. Or good afternoon. Or good evening, or good morning, wherever you may be. Since we are streaming this, I will repeat again that the bar is open, so help yourself. And I guess I can also tell folk, if you've never been here, women's restroom is to the right, and the men's restroom is to the right. Head downstairs. So I usually get lost, even though this is the building we work in. Good afternoon. My name is Kwesi Brookins. I'm the Vice Provost for University Outreach and Engagement, and my pronouns are he and we. I am excited about today, not just because of all the good-looking people in the room, but to celebrate so many people doing good engagement work. And we are in award season, of course, and Grammys, Emmys, all of those things. But I will say, Jimmy Kimmel ain't got nothing on me. Welcome to the 2024 Michigan State University Outreach and Engagement Awards Ceremony. This is a celebratory day for us because it gives us the opportunity to recognize outstanding partnerships and meaningful collaborations. It's important that we make time to congratulate those who are sustaining and nurturing effective partnerships. We gather to honor some of the most impactful, innovative, and truly inspiring work happening in partnerships among faculty, staff, students, communities, organizations, agencies, businesses, schools, and the public. At Michigan State University, we have embraced an approach to engagement that rises directly from our commitment to public access. Our land-grant traditions and our responsibilities as an institution of higher learning that would not exist without the communities, both near and far, that we are a part of. I acknowledge that Michigan State was one of the first land-grant institutions established under the Federal Morrill Act of 1862. A fundamental part of MSU's history is that the university was established on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe people, the Three Fires Confederacy of Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi peoples. In particular, the university resides on land ceded in the 1819 Treaty of Saginaw. As an institution, and especially as partners with the larger community, we must be mindful of the historical cost of that legacy on our institution and the costs borne by the Native American and indigenous communities with which we are forever connected. Thus, built into our public mission is a responsibility to ensure that the university's research, knowledge, educational experiences, and other resources are integrated with the needs of the larger community. So, we are both proud of the mission and accomplishments of our institution in working with the people of Michigan, and invested in expanding our understanding of what it means to have a history that contributed to the disenfranchisement of the original occupants of the land. And in the spirit of the very important work we are here to celebrate and share, I also acknowledge that the communities who have been subjected to enslavement, colonization, false borders, unequal and inequitable conditions of living, and forced to justify their existence constantly, and despite this, continue to emerge to positively transform this world each time it fails to embrace what it and we claim it to be. The peoples whose ancestors escaped from other worlds in an imperfect and much too often violent quest to create communities where opportunities could flourish and health, wealth, and wellness could be realized. To all here who see themselves connected to these human communities, I say, Sawubona, I see you, we see you, and we hope you see everyone else. We ask the Creator Spirit to give us the patience, mindfulness, and wisdom to see those things before our eyes, those blessings and those injustices, to speak on them, and to take action to never rest until we have moved our world a bit further toward a life of liberation for ourselves and others. We thank you for hearing and listening to these words. Engage research, engage creative activities, engage teaching, engage service, both near and far, are driven by community-identified questions and needs. These partnerships are expected to be reciprocal, benefiting all partners, building on communities' assets, and requiring co-development and ongoing collaboration to be successful and meaningful. Many of us understand how rewarding it is to work with researchers, staff, students, and external partners who want to find solutions to the world's challenges. So today, we welcome you and thank you for joining us in paying tribute to members of the faculty, academic staff, students, and the wider community whose outstanding efforts to integrate university knowledge with community knowledge impacts us all. I encourage you to read the descriptions of their work on the University Outreach and Engagement website or in the award ceremony program booklet. I think you'll agree that these individuals and partnerships are exceptional in their scholarship and their contribution toward making the world a little bit better. At this time, I'd like you to turn your attention to the screens as we hear from Michigan State University's newly appointed president, Dr. Kevin Guskowitz. President Guskowitz is tending to university business, but understanding the importance of the work of MSU scholars and community partners, he prepared this video.
Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Guskowitz, the new president of Michigan State University, and I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person today. But I did want to congratulate all our honorees and community partners for their amazing work. From conducting exemplary engaged scholarship to supporting service learning and civic engagement, you all represent what we can accomplish when our university and our communities work side by side. I'm grateful to all of you for advancing our proudly public university's land grant legacy. And I want to thank everyone in University Outreach and Engagement for your great work supporting and recognizing our partnerships. Thank you, too, to all the colleagues, leaders, and family members joining us for today's recognition. And of course, thank you all for your engagement and dedication to those we serve here at Michigan State University. Go Green.
All right. I think President Guskowitz is trying to ingratiate himself to me. I was on LinkedIn, I think. He did a video answering questions, students' questions. And the first question, I think, was, what is your favorite bands? And the first one was Chicago. And I'm from Chicago. And I like Chicago as a band. But then he said his second favorite was Earth, Wind, and Fire. So that just took me over the edge. So, I think we got the right person. At this time, I'd like to tip out, I'm sorry. See, you got me all flustered. See, this kept me going. Although he was unable to attend today, we want to thank President Guskowitz for his remarks and look forward to his leadership. Before we begin the presentation of awards, I'd like to quickly address one housekeeping item. When recipients come to the stage to accept their awards, please, recipients, pause briefly as we have a photographer here to document those moments. And the photographer will be right in front of the stage or probably further back if I know him, as I remember. We begin our awards program today by hearing about and from students who have demonstrated a tremendous commitment to community engagement. They've each volunteered hundreds of hours of their time and represent MSU students who have collectively contributed or committed thousands of hours to communities. Please join me in welcoming Alan Shaw, Assistant Vice President for Student Development and Leadership and Dean of Students.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let's try that again. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here to celebrate celebrate our incredible students, faculty, and staff in the community. So let's celebrate. But thank you all for being here today. On behalf of the Division of Student Life and Engagement, we want to welcome you all here, and especially on behalf of the Center for Community Engaged Learning, the #1 program in the country. Celebrate. But we also want to recognize our outstanding students. We have all outstanding students at Michigan State, but those that we're going to honor today are incredible. The work that they've done in the community, on campus, and just all over. We want to thank them for all that they do, have done, and will do in the future, and being able to see the co-curricular and the curricular coming together to be able to do some really life-changing work. So we're really honored for them to be here. I'm short. This is all I got for you today. But I want to be able to introduce Renee Brown, who is our Executive Director of the MSU Center for Community Engaged Learning. And I also want to especially thank her. She is also our Interim Executive Director of the Career Services Network. So you know how hard she works in one job? I've got her doing two. It's the MSU way. So thank you, Renee, for all that you do. And I'll turn this over to you. Thank you.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. My name is Renee Brown, and as Dr. Shaw said, I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Community Engaged Learning. I use the she, her series of pronouns, and I'm really happy that I get to extend a warm welcome to all of you. For over 56 years, our center has been dedicated to preparing students for lifelong civic and social responsibility. Through various programs, we strive to encourage, support, and celebrate student volunteers. One such program, in collaboration with the Office of the President here at MSU, is the Spartan Volunteer Service Award. For nearly a decade, this award has recognized students who have demonstrated a commitment to serving their communities by volunteering with valued partners. It was born out of this partnership between our center and the Office of the President with the intention of inclusivity inclusivity of all students. Previously, students were nominated for the U.S. President's Volunteer Service Award. Unfortunately, that excluded international students due to its requirement for U.S. citizenship. Recognizing this gap, MSU made a conscious decision to establish our own institutional award, which celebrates the dedication of all student volunteers. In the academic year 2022 and 2023, we had the privilege of honoring 130 exceptional students with this award at a special event in January, graced by the interim president, Teresa Woodruff. Tonight, we gather once again to celebrate these achievements of our awardees. We are immensely proud of their contributions and deeply grateful for their presence here tonight. And now I am delighted to introduce you to my esteemed colleague, Casey Keaton, who is the Assistant Director for Student Volunteer Programs for the Center for Community Engaged Learning. Casey plays a pivotal role in managing the Spartan Volunteer Service Awards. With dedication and passion, he connects students with community partners and contributes significantly to the success of students at MSU. Through his efforts, he ensures that students are prepared, supported, and duly recognized for their service. Please join me in welcoming Casey Keaton to the stage.
Thank you, Renee, and good afternoon to everybody. I'm inspired by these students and the impact of their service with community and all the 130 students that achieved this award. As Renee noted, the Spartan Volunteer Service Award recognizes students that invest 100 or more hours in community service during an academic year. Representative of the 2022-2023 award recipients, the students we are honoring today each committed the most time to service. Each one of these three students we're going to recognize tonight achieved more than 750 or more hours of service in an academic year. think that deserve an honor. They include the following: Marissa Malik from Lemon Grace College, an Honors College; Hattie Omar from the College of Natural Science; Ariana Pittenger, the College of Social Science. Unfortunately, Ariana couldn't be here tonight. She's serving the community as we speak, but she sends her excitement to receive this award, and she wished she could be here. Please join me now in welcoming the winners of the Student Volunteer Service Award, the Spartan Volunteer Service Award, to the stage to receive their certificates.
No talk now? This is Marissa.
I'll make sure Ariana gets it. Hold on, we'll get Dr. Sean here.
We're the first, so be patient.
I am now pleased to introduce Hattie Omar, an outstanding representative of all Spartan Volunteer Service Award recipients, to say a few words. Hattie.
Okay. I want to start off by saying Ramadan Mubarak. I'm currently celebrating the Holy Month, so just for those of you who know it's Ramadan right now. And my name is Hattie Omar, as you heard from Casey Keenan. And I'm studying human biology and religion at Michigan State in addition to being part of the Honors College. After college, I hope to become a physician scientist. I would like to thank the MSU University Outreach and Engagement for this award and the monetary donation for the Lansing Study Center. I would also like to thank my parents. They couldn't be here today, but they were here in January, but they really mean a lot to me, and I wouldn't be the person I am without them. I've been involved in a lot of organizations in the past that have the universal aim to serve the MSU community, the greater Lansing community, and beyond. This past year, my service centered around the MSU Pediatric Clinic, the Arab Culture Society, and a COVID-19 project. The COVID-19 project aimed to understand the effectiveness of the COVID-19 rapid antigen test in pediatric patients and the similarities between symptoms of patients and with and without the virus. Understanding the implications of COVID, as you all know, and its symptoms helps future scientists understand the effectiveness and accuracy of rapid testing. This work has been submitted for publication, so I'm really proud of the work we've done so far. The bulk of my service, however, comes from a weekly involvement in the pediatric clinic. There, I complete behavioral health screenings for adolescent patients. The screenings are there to incorporate the health and wellness of children and adolescents, as in the past, mental health has been kind of a taboo subject in healthcare. My goal as a future physician is to make sure that this is not an instance, because mental health is an important part of a child's wellness as much as a physical health. And I like to see that the MSU Pediatric Clinic is taking the first initiative to incorporate that. Additionally, as I said, I've been part of the Arab Culture Society for 3+ years, and it's one of the most active organizations on campus. I have led the organization to support our large membership while advocating for their needs. And currently, that advocacy is centered around Palestinian human rights. My involvement in these two organizations and their missions may seem very different, but in truth, they are indeed connected. Palestinian mental health is among the lowest in the world right now, amidst the ethnic cleansing they're facing. What's going on right now is horrific, and the lives of these children is something that they should not be going through. As an aspiring physician, knowing that almost all the hospitals in Gaza are not in operation is heartbreaking. These children have aspirations and dreams, but instead hope to live another day. That's why we're all privileged to be sitting in this room right now. We don't fear for our lives every day like they do. We have so much security, we can lend a hand in our communities. If I could ever have a shred of faith that these Palestinian children have, I would be a better person. After everything I've said so far, I don't want this to be words of sorrow or defeat, but this is a call to action. To me, this award doesn't only represent what we have done this past year or what I've done this past year, it's what we can be, how better we can be. It represents what we can strive to be, altruistic members of our society. It shows the best parts of us, and amidst all the suffering in the world, compassion will win. As I continue to volunteer in the future, I hope to hold on to the fight, grit, and strength that this service has given me to be a better person, not only for myself, but for those around us. And thank you.
Thank you, Hattie. You know, a form of recognition is also a form of thanks, and so I really want to thank Hattie for his contributions this year and for his words here tonight. In recognition of all of the awardees tonight and their commitment to service, the Office of University Outreach and Engagement is generously donating $350 to a community organization of the student's choice. This year, those organizations include the Islamic Center of East Lansing, Doctors Without Borders, the Salas Center, Lansing's LGBTQIA+ Community Center. Please join me again in congratulating the Spartan Volunteer Service Award recipients.
Thank you, Renee and Casey. And again, congratulations to the Spartan Volunteer Service Award recipients. The Office of University Outreach and Engagement and the Graduate School collaborated to administer a recognition program aimed at honoring the work of graduate and graduate professional students who distinguish themselves through scholarly community engagement. It is my pleasure to introduce Carol Dakovi, Vice Provost for Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies and Dean of the Graduate School, who will present the Graduate Student Awards for Community Engagement Scholarship. Carol.
Thank you very much, Vice Provost Brookins. It's a great honor and pleasure to be with you all here today. And I take these type of awards very seriously. I cut my teeth here at Michigan State University, working in the African Studies Center's Outreach Department and Division. As Vice Provost Brookins and as President Guskowitz mentioned, community-engaged scholarship and university outreach are foundational to the mission of Michigan State University. The culture of MSU is deeply shaped by its commitment to working with those outside the university's walls to address the concerns of the world around us. For this reason, it's particularly appropriate and gratifying to honor and promote the ways in which many students contribute to this work during their years of graduate study. Nominees for the Graduate Student Awards for Community Engagement Scholarship are expected to be master's or doctoral students who have collaborated with off-campus community partners in community-engaged research, creative activity, teaching, and/or service while enrolled in graduate study at Michigan State University. Students may be nominated by faculty, administrators, community partners, or peers, and self-nominations are also welcome. Recipients receive a plaque to memorialize their accomplishments and a $750 stipend. This year, the award will be conferred upon 3 graduate students. It's now my distinct pleasure to announce the recipients of the 2024 Graduate Student Awards for Community Engagement Scholarship. Faris Jasmine from the College of Engineering for a work entitled Evaluation of Ferry Services on Beaver, Sugar, Nebish, and Drummond Islands and determining state transportation responsibilities of island residents. Indeed a mouthful. Taylor Elise Mills from the College of Arts and Letters for a work entitled Anishinaabe Law, an introduction to tribal law for Michigan legal practitioners. And Maria Alejandra Garcia Otero from the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources for a work entitled Transforming Gender Norms in Rural Development, a case in Colombia. I would like to now welcome Farish, Taylor, and Maria to the stage to briefly speak about their accomplishments.
Thank you so much. My name is Maria, and thank you for the outreach of Community Engagement Office for this award. For me, it's an honor to receive this, especially because it's in my heart. And my scholarship is related to do collaborations with development practitioners to understand how to get to the Sustainable Development Goal on gender equality, especially in rural Latin America and in my home country, Colombia. So this award is around my dissertation, and I work in collaboration with Corporación Mundial de la Mujer Colombia, that is an organization in Colombia that works in different regions of the country to enhance economic well-being of rural people, including women. And with my research, we aim to understand what was the role of the program in changing one of the main roots of gender inequality, that is gender norms. And with them, we discussed step by step the research project. I learned with them what they were doing, and then we discussed the results and the recommendations of the research so they can implement them in their program. I believe that these types of collaborations are critical when we're talking about development and gender equality, because it's how research can provide inputs and work in collaborations with those who are in the field day to day, working with women and men to transform gender norms. And finally, I would like to thank all people that was part of this. So my advisor that is here, Dr. Maria Claudia Lopez, a part of my committee, the dissertation committee, Lucero Radonic, and also, of course, people in Corporación Mundial de la Mujer Colombia, María Isabel, Eric, and Ana Lucia, and all the women and men in rural areas in Colombia that were part of this research. Thank you.
On behalf of our research team at Sustainable Mobility Research Lab at the College of Engineering, we are immensely honored to receive this recognition. The notion of Spartan's will is a phrase that resonates deeply with our team. It is a reminder that our work is a call to action or a pledge to engage with the world around us, with the communities around us in meaningful and transformative ways. So we took heed of that Spartan spirit. Our research focused on a simple yet profound belief that everybody should have access to equal or equitable access to mobility, healthcare, economic services, and emergency services regardless of where they live, including on islands. So we sought to highlight the distinctive nature between the need for an equitable policy versus equal policy, fair process, fair outcome. So the project, through funding from Michigan Department of Transportation, it was set to unravel the supply and demand mismatch of island mobility, to identify what are the mobility gaps on these islands of interest. So collaboration was at the very heart of our approach. We engaged with a broad spectrum of communities and stakeholders, from business owners, from residents, seasonal residents, permanent residents, ferry users, transportation authorities, tribal groups. So these partnerships that we forged were cardinal, were central, they were fundamental to the recommendations and policy proposals that we put forth. So as Spartans, we were taught to live with purpose, to engage with the world and make a difference in the communities around us. So this project embodied that ethos. We proved that when we come together, when we work hand in hand with our communities, everybody can be made better off. So this award is a collective achievement, and by extension it goes out to my advisor, Dr. Alice Okai and Dr. Minasamami, the College of Engineering, my colleagues, and last but not least, my family and my wife, Nadira. Thank you very much.
Ani Miigwech, thank you so much for this honor. It's a true privilege to be here. Thank you. You can all kind of read about my project in the brochure, so I want to start first with thanks to all the folks who really helped me with this project. First and foremost to my partners, the Little Traverse Bay Bands of Odawa Indians, specifically Judge Ali Greenleaf Maldonado, who was their chief judge for the tribal court and is now the first Native person on the Michigan Court of Appeals. So it was wonderful to work for her, and I'm extremely honored to know her. She's a tremendous individual. I'm also really grateful to the Tribal State Federal Judicial Forum, which is a consortium of judges from tribes, from the state, and from the federal government, dedicated to improving those relations here in the state of Michigan. Specifically within that forum, Michigan Supreme Court Chief Justice Megan Kavanaugh was a huge supporter of this project. So the handbook that we developed is being published through her office, and I'm really grateful for her support. I also want to thank Dr. Michael O'Rourke in the philosophy department. That's my home department. I'm a doctoral candidate there. He is the director for the Engaged Philosophy Internship Program, which is a very unique opportunity that I'm grateful to have been a part of. I'm also extremely grateful to Dr. Gordon Henry, a true legend of community engaged service, especially in the areas of tribal and indigenous rights. He was one of my research advisors, and I've been really grateful for working with him. Final thanks goes to Elena Ruiz here at MSU, who's the director for the Research Institute for Structural Change and the committee chair. She's been a phenomenal advocate for all the work that I've done. In my brief few seconds, I'll explain. I was also a 2023 alumna from MSU's College of Law. So as a dual degree student, it was a really phenomenal opportunity to do this engaged work that brought together both of the professions that I am engaging with as a student and as a soon-to-be legal practitioner here in the state of Michigan. Going through MSU College of Law, which is one of the top in the nation in terms of federal Indian law and tribal law, it was still a very small part of the educational experience and an opt-in sort of educational experience. So the handbook that we put together aims to demarginalize tribal law and Native students who go through the legal programs, and to hopefully improve those relations here in the state of Michigan for judges, practitioners, and students alike. Thank you again for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
You're a pro now.
If we can please give another round of applause to our Thank you. For a second year, the Office of University Outreach and Engagement in the Graduate School also invited nominations for the Graduate Student Award for Science Communication and Outreach. Can conferred in recognition of the exemplary translation and communication of scholarly ideas, research findings, and advancements in all academic disciplines to the general public by a graduate or graduate professional student. Nominees for this award are expected to be enrolled as a master's or doctoral students and to conduct science communication and outreach activities while performing their duties as students. Nominees are to exemplify effective communication and outreach practices for addressing a significant public need for accurate information, grounded in scholarship, appropriate to the context, and generative of positive impacts for both the public and the graduate student. Students may be nominated by faculty, administrators, community partners, members of the general public or peers, and self-nominations, again, are also welcome. The recipient receives a plaque to memorialize the accomplishment and a $750 stipend. It's my great pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2024 Graduate Student Award for Science Communication and Outreach. Cheryl Kirschenbaum from the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources for a work entitled Serving Up Science. Please join me in welcoming Cheryl to the stage to offer some comments.
Well, thank you all. I'm really honored to receive this award. And I also want to acknowledge the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources and the whole WKAR Serving Up Science family that makes our work possible. Michigan State University is a global leader in addressing local and international food security challenges. And that also provides an incredible opportunity to share what happens here with audiences in our community and around the world. By 2050, scientists predict that there will be between 9 and 10 billion people living on Earth, and agricultural yield will need to increase by 70 to 100% in order to meet anticipated demand. And that means we're going to have to change the ways that we harvest, consume, and waste food on a personal and also an international scale. But a lack of public understanding related to the global food system might hinder our progress. That's why I write and host Serving Up Science, so that we can tell stories about where our food comes from and how it impacts our bodies and the environment. As a PhD candidate in the Department of Community Sustainability, it's also important to me to make sure most episodes have some connection to climate change and sustainability. The approach has been not to present scientific information as a series of facts, but to share informed stories about the food and the people that sustain us in ways that are accessible to audiences of all ages and identities. The purpose is to highlight critical challenges, explore emerging technologies, and counter misinformation. This recognition feels particularly timely tonight because I will be defending my dissertation tomorrow morning. And after graduating, I look forward to continuing my work to improve communication between scientists, policymakers, and the public. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Once again, can we just have one last round of applause for those graduates who contribute so much to Michigan State University's culture and, of course, to our status as a Research One institution. As was alluded to, descriptions of the students' community engagement projects are located in the award ceremony program, and on the University Outreach and Engagement website. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Carol. What an inspiring group of emerging scholars and professionals. I'm excited about the future, and I love, as our last awardee said, after I graduate, there's no question about what's going to happen tomorrow. I think we can expect much from them in the years to come. We now continue the program by recognizing recipients of MSU's Distinguished Partnership Awards. These awards acknowledge highly engaged and scholarly community-based research, creative activity, teaching, and service collaborations, both in the United States and abroad, which positively impact both communities and scholarship. Recipients are selected annually as the best in each of these categories from among all nominees for the Michigan State University Community Engagement Scholarship Award, for which they are also named as finalists. I'd now like to introduce Judith Stoddard, Vice Provost for University Collections and Arts Initiatives, to the stage to present the first of our Distinguished Partnership Awards.
Thank you, Kwesi. It is truly an honor to be here today to join all of you in recognizing the amazing partnerships that exist between Spartans both in Michigan and throughout the world. And now we are ready to recognize the recipient of a Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Creative Activities, which recognizes the university community partnership for significant, contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful collaboration in the creation of new artistic or literary performances and expressions, such as collaboratively created, produced, or performed theatrical or musical performances, sculptures, novels, plays and poetry, spoken word, films and documentary productions, multimedia, and exhibitions. For its collaborative efforts in making space for the creative work of those disproportionately affected by the pandemic, I am delighted to present the 2024 Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Creative Activity to Creativity in the Time of COVID, Art for Equity and Social Justice. Accepting the award is Nancy DeJoy from the College of Arts and Letters, with her partners Capital City Film Festival, Impression 5 Science Center, Lansing Art Gallery and Education Center, Reach Studio Art Center, and the Refugee Development Center.
Hello everyone, my name is Samantha Lee. I am on the board of the Capital City Film Festival. And last year we had an incredible opportunity to partner with MSU and several other community partners for the art exhibit, Creativity in the Time of COVID, Art for Equity and Social Justice. And this partnership created a profound impact in our community and enriched the lives of our residents in numerous ways. So one of the most significant impacts of this collaboration has been the sharing of global perspectives. Through diverse and thought-provoking artworks featured in the exhibit, residents gained valuable insights into different cultures, artistic expressions, and perspectives. On a social and educational level, the exhibit served as a catalyst for meaningful conversations and connections. Community members engaged in discussions about themes and explored in the artworks, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. We extend our greatest gratitude to Dr. Nancy DeJoy for her exceptional work leading this exhibit as our community partner. Her dedication, her creativity, vision has left an enduring mark on our community and inspired us to continue our pursuit of artistic excellence and community engagement. So please welcome me in introducing Dr. Nancy DeJoy.
Hi, I think we have a video, a short, very short video to show. Is that possible? Let's do that first, thanks.
The title of our project is Creativity in the Time of COVID-19, Art for Equity and Social Justice. We have 230 pieces of art from every continent, all 7 continents around the world.
From artists that were disproportionately affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, to create a space for people to come, to look, to feel validated in what they went through during the pandemic, and to really foster community.
We wanted to have a way to tell a story that was more inclusive than the stories we were seeing on the news.
The inspiration behind this piece was a book that I read called Spirituality of Flight. It was about women who, in fable stories in mythology, and the idea of if you touch a butterfly's wings, it's so delicate that it will die. And it's kind of similar when you look at women and their virtue.
So the piece that we had, it's a 168-foot long scroll that contains poetry and also cyanotype prints of hair. We wanted the scroll to meditate on ideas of sleep, isolation, and creativity during the pandemic.
This whole thing was phenomenal. It's been insane. It's been really exciting.
We got to meet a lot of the crew that helped put the show together, and that was really awesome and showed a great strength and community here.
I was really glad that my pieces of my writing were able to reach people I never thought that it would. And I was able to convey that even in the darkest parts, you know, like, you're never really alone, and we're all in this together.
You can learn a lot more about our exhibit and see a lot more pictures in the repository at the MSU libraries, and we'll be happy to send you that link. Fortunately, last week the library was able to make the repository searchable, so if you search for Art for Equity and Social Justice, you'll see the repository at MSU libraries with pictures of all of the art that was at our exhibit. Our goal for creativity in the time of COVID-19, Art for Equity and Social Justice, was to open public spaces that make room for the voices of people disproportionately affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. We pushed well past compliance to be sure our events were accessible. We also created materials that invited people who came to the exhibit to respond to the work and to help build compassion and solutions for the inequities and social injustices made even more visible by that pandemic. We made sure that members of the Greater Lansing community had opportunities to attend and to add their voices to the stories told by the exhibit through free workshops and other interactive events and surprises. In addition, satellite exhibits at the Refugee Development Center, Lansing Art Gallery and Education Center, and Reach Studio Art Center allowed community members to access some of the creative work we had collected. Working with organizations like DisArt, Story, Capital City Film Festival, and our other community partners has shown us the true value of collaborating with people and organizations who have shared goals for inclusion, equity, and social justice. We envision a society in which creative acts of knowledge-making open new spaces for equity and social justice. Fatima Kanare, then a graduate student in writing, rhetoric, and cultures, was my co-curator and project manager, and there she is. Without her, the project would not have been as engaging and as robustly inclusive as it was. Ben Lash, Arts and Culture Management graduate student, he's here, and Kelsey Ebner, undergraduate supply chain management major. You can imagine the supply chain management conundrums we had. Getting things from around the world here and then getting them back in one piece. They were project leaders whose organizational talents and commitments to inclusion and equity made our work focused and joyful. I also want to acknowledge my community partners in attendance, REACH Representative Nina Silverlight, Refugee Development Center Executive Director Erica Brown-Binion, Capital City Film Festival Board Member Samantha Lee, and Founding Director Donovan Cochran, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, Lansing Art Gallery and Education Exhibit Director Sarah Hopkins. I want to acknowledge and thank all of the artists from around the world who trusted us enough to sit in. I also want to thank my sister Susan, who came from Massachusetts to celebrate with us, and the many friends who are here to join in. No project like this goes off without some challenges, especially when a commitment to equity and social justice is at the center of the work. Kirk Domer was a tower of support at the college level when some of those challenges became overwhelming. My sister, the students on this project, and the community partners and friends gathered here offered me their support with generosity. I am grateful to all of you. Take a bow. Oh, community partners, you have plaques to come up and get. Please come for a photo.
Y'all can clap for
Nina, Sarah, Samantha, you saw a minute ago. She's still here. I'm here. Oh gosh, thanks. Oh yeah, Fatima, can you come up here too, please? My co-curator, who I would not be alive without. Step up, okay? Slide to the left. A little to the right.
Can we slide to the left a little bit?
Sure, yeah. It is bright. Thank you.
Please help me recognize once again those who came up to accept the award, Nancy, and also the others that she pointed out in the audience who were involved in this truly amazing partnership. It's now my pleasure to invite Deanna East, Associate Director of the Michigan State University Extension, to introduce our next award. Deanna.
Judith. The Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Service recognizes a university-community partnership for significant, contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful collaboration in the utilization of scholarly expertise to address specific issues, ad hoc or long-term, identified by individuals, organizations, agencies, industries, or communities. Community engaged service may include, but is not limited to, such activities as technical assistance, consulting, policy analysis, expert testimony, legal or other professional practice-based advice, diagnostic and clinical services, human and animal patient care, service on advisory boards, and disciplinary-related service to community organizations. We're leading efforts to support autonomy and empowerment of communities through shared decision-making. I'm honored to present the 2024 Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Service to PFAS Research, Education, and Action for Community Health. Accepting the award is Courtney Kerrigan from the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources and College of Veterinary Medicine, with her partner Sandy Nguyen from Great Lakes PFAS Action Network.
Hello. I didn't know I was doing this. Hi, I'm Sandy. I can wing it. I'm the co-chair of the Great Lakes PFAS Action Network. It's amazing, and it's terrifying, because you can't destroy them. They won't break down. They won't evaporate. You can't set them on fire. And when they get in you, they don't leave, and they're dangerous. I learned this after my husband died of liver cancer, and I found out that we had been drinking contaminated water for 25 years. Thankfully, for me, I was able to meet Dr. Kerrigan, who helped us with this. I can't tell you how important it is to have a group of community members who are struggling to find information, who don't know where to turn, to have somebody from academia who contacts you and says, I can probably help you sort this out. And because of that, we were able to develop a partnership with her. She's worked amazing with our group. The Great Lakes PFAS Action Network is a group of citizens throughout the state, throughout the Great Lakes region, that have been contaminated much like I have. In 2020, I learned myself that I had developed cancer as well, probably as a result of this contamination. And that's when I started working very closely with Courtney here to work on trying to get medical communities to recognize this, to test our blood, and to work on this. So I cannot thank her enough. I can't thank MSU enough for recognizing the importance of these partnerships between community groups and education at moving these policies and these procedures forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. It's been so amazing to know Sandy and to meet so many dedicated community members in Michigan and across the country who discover that they have this contamination in their water and in their bodies, and then move into action to help others in their community and other communities around the country and even the world. I'm really grateful for this partnership with Sandy, the Great Lakes PFAS Action Network, and all the other community members that we work with across the country. I want to thank the committee for recognizing us with this award. I want to thank my department chair, Les Borkman, for his support, and my college. I want to thank my husband and my kids who are here today, who listen to me talk about PFAS all day, every day. I wanted to just share with you all that Sandy's story is all too common. Just in Michigan, Wordsmith and Oscoda, Michigan was one of the first PFAS contaminated sites that was discovered in the country. Sandy's was the next and has some of the highest levels. Both of those sites have some of the highest levels in the country and in the world. It's really important to have partnerships like this that help translate what we know in the research community and in the scientific community into action to protect public health. We know that over 6 million Americans have been served by drinking water systems that have elevated levels of PFAS in them, as well as thousands of workers. Michigan was one of the first states to start testing, to have equitable testing of public drinking water systems, and to develop legally enforceable maximum contaminant levels for drinking water. We are all exposed to PFASs. We all have them in our bodies. One of the main ways that the general population is exposed actually believed to be through diet, and also we're exposed to our consumer products. You might not know this, I don't want to ruin your meal, but PFASs are in a lot of products that we use every day. They've been used as stain resistant to make our carpets, stain and water resistant, to make firefighting foam that's used to fight tool fires. It's been used very widely. That's how a lot of these bases have become highly contaminated. They're persistent, they're toxic, and they're also mobile. They move with the water cycle. And so that's one of the things that makes PFAS especially problematic. We know a lot about the health effects of legacy PFASs. They affect multiple systems of the body. They're toxic to the liver. They are associated with elevated cholesterol. They harm the immune system, human development, the thyroid, testosterone levels. They've been linked to multiple cancers, including kidney and testicular cancer, breast cancer, and even pancreatic. They've been replaced with many other PFASs, so these are still currently in use. These replacements are chemical cousins who were started to be used before they were proven to be fully safe. They have some properties that make them possibly better, remove from the body more quickly, but they're also more difficult to remove from drinking water. They're more mobile in the environment and in our bodies. They're taken up into plants more easily. They cross into the brain more easily, and they cross through the skin more easily. Learning about contamination, PFAS contamination in the water especially, is very exciting and stressful. And we've learned that we can help mitigate that stress for communities by sharing information, being transparent, and providing them support. So through that, we've developed the PFAS Reach Project and the PFAS Exchange, which I'm very grateful was funded by NIH. We have a project here in Michigan with the community where we're looking at drinking water, diet, and indoor environment for a community with PFAS water contamination. We have found that local and homegrown foods can be an ongoing elevated source of exposure after drinking water contamination is intercepted. We've worked hard to help provide equitable access to PFAS testing, medical screening for exposed communities. We've worked with, Sandy and I worked with the National Academies of Science and Medicine to help to provide information to help in development of their report. We created a continuing medical education program for doctors, and we're co-chairing this year the National PFAS Conference, which is going to be here in Michigan in June. So I want to thank you all, and hope you have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Courtney and Sandy. And please, that was very inspiring, so please join me once again in congratulating the Partnership for PFAS Research. It is now my pleasure to invite to the stage Carolina Rustini from the College of Osteopathic Medicine to introduce an award for which she was the recipient in 2023.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you all. Thank you. So the Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged
Teaching recognizes a university-community partnership for significant contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful collaboration in sharing knowledge with learners through formal and informal arrangements, whether credit-bearing, non-credit, guided by teacher, or self-directed. Such work may take many forms, including occupational instruction and licensure programs, conferences, seminars, non-credit classes and workshops, pre-college and youth educational programs, lifelong learning and enrichment programs for the public media, interviews, or translational writing for general public audiences, producing materials to enhance public understanding and creating managed learning environments such as museums, libraries, and gardens. For its collaborative effort to provide students with opportunity to advance critical veterinary skills, I am pleased to present the 2024 Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Teaching to Making Better Veterinarians and Providing Service for Pets. Accepting this award, Donna Harris from College of Veterinary Medicine, with her partner Jeff Adams, from the Community Spay Neuter Initiative Partnership. So, round of applause.
Good afternoon. This award is really for the power of saying yes. In 2009, when the first student came to me, I was working at both CSNP and MSU. It was a veterinary student that I had a personal relationship with, and she said, "Do you suppose CSNP would allow a student to come?" And I went to Dr. Jeff Adams, who unfortunately fell ill today and couldn't be here as the medical director, and he said, "Sure." So she came back and she told other students about her experience, and I went to CSNP, and they continued to allow students to come there. And eventually I said, "Could you take more than one at a time?" And Dr. Jeff Adams said, "Sure." And then the interest grew and it continued to grow, and we talked about how many students we could handle at a time. And he said, "Okay, we'll take 3. And then the requests kept coming, and it was more than the CSNP staff could handle. So at that time I went to the academic dean at the time, Dr. Julie Funk, and I said, "Can you help?" And she said, "Sure. We can." And now CSNP has grown, and we see over half of each clinical class come to work on their surgery, anesthetic, animal handling skills. And I keep going to our current academic dean, Dr. Bo Norby, with ideas. And as much as he can, he says, "Sure." Right now, CSNP is involved in a capital campaign, and they've already purchased a larger building, and they're hoping to expand the surgery tables and the other services they have to where we can serve all the veterinary students that want to go there, including some of the veterinary nursing students. Part of the success of this program is an innovative, stepwise program where students not only improve their surgery skills, but also their confidence, which is really important as a student. I really want to thank the College of Veterinary Medicine for always being there with new ideas and trying to say yes. I'd like to thank Dr. Jeff Adams, who obviously, like I said, he's ill, he can't be here, but he's always willing to hear extra good ideas. And I think that this is the power of partnerships, is just working through the issues, trying to serve the students and trying to bring value to them. We hope that this is a legacy program that lasts beyond myself and Dr. Adams, and will be on for years between CSNP and the College of Veterinary Medicine. Thank you.
Congratulations again. And
thank you, Carolina.
And thank you, Kwesi, for inviting me to help present one of these awards. This has just been inspirational. As someone who puts out a lot of fires in my day-to-day job, this has just been wonderful to listen to all of the stories. So the Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Research recognizes a university community partnership for significant, contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful collaboration in inquiry and the discovery of new knowledge and/or the development of new insights. So this may be accomplished through community-based participatory research, participatory action research, applied research, contractual research, which might be funded by government agencies, non-governmental organizations, or businesses, demonstration projects, assets and needs assessments, program evaluations, and other forms of collaborative participatory inquiry. So in recognition of its work in developing, implementing, and evaluating materials for children and caregiver supports, I'm honored to present the 2024 Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Research to Supporting Educators' Well-Being and Relationship-Based Practices in Early Childhood Programs. Unfortunately, this year's recipient, Holly Brophy Herb, College of Social Science, and her partner, Head Start for Kenzie County, are unable to join us, but they ask that we share the following pre-recorded remarks, and I invite you to direct your attention to the screens.
I'm Holly Brophy Herb from the Department of Human Development and Family Studies, and on behalf of Madam Spencer and Head Start for Kent County, we want to thank you for this award. We're very honored to be receiving the Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Research. We wish we could be with you tonight, but since we can't, we wanted to take a few minutes to tell you about our work together around supporting educators' well-being and relationship-based practices in early childhood programs. You'll see some photos tonight of the children, families, and teachers with whom we work in our collective work with Head Start, and these were used with permission to give you a sense of the work that we do. As I mentioned, our goals are really to develop, to implement, and evaluate supports for teachers' well-being by supporting teachers' well-being, parents' well-being, and their use of relationship-based practices. We've worked together since about 2005 on projects all clustered around these areas. I'm going to give you a sense of these tonight. And I also wanted to say, of course, I work with Head Start as a part of a team of wonderful colleagues, and I'm grateful for their support of this work as well. Tonight I'm going to give you a couple of examples of outcomes or the kinds of tools and materials that we've developed in this shared work with Head Start over time. One of those is the Building Early Emotion Skills curriculum that originated with Head Start and has been expanded since then. We've developed complementary versions of this curriculum for use in home visiting programs, in early childhood programs, for parents in group and individual settings. That's now housed by MSU Extension and their wonderful platform, and it's reached more than 1,300 parents and teachers to date around Michigan, but also around the country since it's available online, free to use for anyone. And then another example of a curriculum is the Grow Healthy curriculum. This was, again, developed in partnership with Head Start that included materials for teachers to use in the classroom around children's healthy growth and development, but also included a parallel component for families to use in the home. As you can see, that's been used with quite a few children and families and teachers. Most recently, we've been thinking a lot and learning a lot from teachers about their mental health needs, stress, and coping strategies that they find helpful, coping strategies that help to sustain them and keep them in this really complex work that they do. And one of the things that is so clear is that infant, toddler, and early childhood caregiving and teaching is extremely complex and demanding work. It's physically demanding, it's cognitively demanding, it's emotionally demanding to support the many needs of children across multiple developmental domains in a really high quality way. And we want to do everything we can to support teachers in this really critical work that they do. And learning from teachers about the kinds of coping strategies that are helpful for them in their work has really led to our next project together. That project is in the planning phases. We're very excited about it. We're going to be developing some materials specifically around the kinds of resources and strategies that teachers told us were important. And these are materials that aren't currently available in existing professional development programs. And so we're really hopeful that this will be a very useful set of tools for teachers, and we look forward to keeping you posted on that. In thinking about what our work means and what this partnership has meant over time, I think for both Madonna and I, from the university perspective and the Head Start perspective, the value really comes down to the privilege and the value in developing materials that are going to be concretely helpful for teachers and also for parents and family members. That's a really core value in the work that we do to try to make a positive impact on children through supporting teachers and parents. Certainly as a scholar, we all want our work to be very meaningful and very impactful in the community. And for Head Start, this kind of rich partnership over time is a way to contribute to science, but also to participate in the valuable creation of materials that are going to be helpful for folks who support children's well-being and health care over time. So once again, thank you so much for this award. We're very grateful, and we hope you have a good evening.
Accepting the award on behalf of Holly is someone who understands the positive impacts that come from university community partnerships. Adrian Blow is professor and chairperson of the Department of Human Development and Family Studies in the College of Social Science, and he is the recipient of the 2018 Michigan State University Community Engagement Scholarship Award. So Adrian, please come up to the stage, and thank you for accepting the award on behalf of Holly Brooke-Beaver. Please join me once more in congratulating the partnership for supporting educators building relationship practice. It is now my pleasure to introduce Steve Hansen, the Vice Provost and Dean for International Studies and Programs, to present our next award.
Thank you, Kay. It's really an honor to be here this afternoon, and actually humbling to hear the amazing stories and the impactful work that each of these award winners are doing to impact lives in Michigan, the U.S., and around the world. The Distinguished Partnership Award for International Community Engaged Scholarship recognizes a university community partnership for significant, contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful collaboration through research, creative activity, teaching, and/or service undertaken outside of the United States. The intellectual, social, cultural, and administrative complexities of fostering and sustaining excellent collaborations of this kind are considerable, and thus warrant a special recognition, and this award provides that. For its collaborative efforts to address the lack of consistent and affordable access to energy by communities in the Amazon, I'm delighted to present the Distinguished Partnership Award for International Community Engaged Scholarship to Energy Convergence for Off-Grid Amazonian Communities. Accepting the award is Maria Claudia Lopez Perez from the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Emilio Moran from the College of Social Sciences, and Rachel Moreau from the College of Communication Arts and Sciences.
We're going to start first with a video, which will give the context of what we're doing, and then I'll proceed to thank many, many people who have made this possible. There's a million people in the Amazon that do not have energy from the national electric grid.
É por causa que a gente não tem condição, né? Sendo pobrezinho, vive que tem, não dá, né? Aí a gente fica sem coisa, não tem energia, entendeu?
These are very good people who work very hard, but who are forgotten. They're forgotten by
society because they often don't have anything but a kerosene lamp. They don't have energy. Not having energy is, we're used to having energy, we take it for granted, but it's really not something to take for granted. When you don't have it, you're suddenly limited so much.
After 17 years, we managed to put the second turbine in the Amazon to work in a community.
Mas ontem a energia da turbina para nós, né? Facilita também ter assim, a gente está andando aqui no escuro, né? Muitas vezes aconteceu nós no escuro, quando a gente dava fé, a cobra parava perto de nós, para ficar a gente, né? E teve a energia da turbina remelhar muito mais ainda para nós.
Realmente vai melhorar na comunicação, né, da comunidade, todo mundo sabe que é uma área distante mesmo. Aí também vai melhorar assim sobre, como se falaram, que vai ter a comunidade para a escola, principalmente para a escola, e para a igreja também, né, a área da comunidade mesmo.
Que tem acesso à internet, se não vai ficar aliado nessa escola, a professora pode até dar aula à noite, se eu preciso, eu bastante.
I think bringing people a sense of connection to the world, to see possibilities in their future, to see ways to improve, all kinds of dimensions of their life is very rewarding in a technical. I've always found my work very rewarding, but this particular project is particularly rewarding. And I think our whole team feels very rewarded by that.
The picture you see there is one of the partners, in fact, co-awardee, who could not be here because he teaches 6 classes per semester down there in the School of Engineering. We could not have done it without Rafael as our partner, nor his lab, and they're all watching from the Amazon today as we speak.
Esse vocês vão levar no laboratório lá, por tudo. Sem vocês não poderíamos fazer.
So we want to thank the university for recognizing our project with this award, especially the Office of the Vice Provost for University Outreach Engagement. We're grateful to our home departments, Community Sustainability, Geography, and the School of Communication Arts, for giving the opportunity to us to make a difference through outreach engagement. There are places where that's not really valued. I'm glad that MSU does. Our energy convergence for our great Amazonian community started in the middle of COVID, when the Amazon region was as shut down as anywhere in the world, or more. We could not travel to meet our partners when we first launched the project. We started in 2020. So for a while we had to do what everybody else did and go by Zoom. But as soon as they lifted the travel restrictions, we started to work, and our team started to work with our partners. We had a lot of time to plan. Thanks to the dedication of all of them, we were able to overcome the difficulty. This project would not be possible without the funding from the National Science Foundation and the Mott Foundation. One funding the in-stream turbine work that you saw there going to the water, and the Mott Foundation, the solar panel work that we did. And we are grateful for the collaboration of the communities of Cachoeirinha, do Mentai, Vista do Maró, Prainha, do Maró, and Puerto Rico. Communities that trusted us and embraced the challenge of co-designing energy systems to deal with their lack of electricity and the injustices of the fact that they had no energy. By working together in the design and implementation of the system, they got to decide where to install the technology and learn how to repair the system as needed so it could be sustainable. They could not depend on the state or the government. They have been left behind. This collaboration has improved their lives and ours. Our project has been possible thanks to our partnership with the Federal University of Western Pará, of which Robert Val is a faculty member, and the dedication of faculty and students who took part in this project. We're glad that Robert Val, a faculty member there, is recognized here today as a co-awardee. Our work could not happen without him. We also want to acknowledge the work of his colleague, Dr. Lázaro Silva, at the Renewable Resources Laboratory, the devotion of Dr. Karina Nini, who is the field leader of all the work that it takes to get there. It's about 15 hours by boat from the nearest city to be able to get to these communities. We want to thank another postdoc who has worked with us, and the many students from Brazil and from MSU. Two of them are here today, Rafael Lemby and Giselle News. I thank them for helping us collect the data before we did the installation, so we knew what their lives were like before energy came to them, and we'll be following up to see how their lives are improved over time. The video you saw is a trailer of what is a 30-minute film that I figured I would not be allowed to present today, but that we hope to launch tomorrow or Monday to the public. So you get to be the first ones to see this today. And it was produced by Dave Wassinger and Judy Walgren from the School of Journalism and Video Producers. Dave got to go to the Amazon for the first time, and that was very exciting for somebody who had never really been that much overseas. And he's very grateful and a very good trooper in doing that. Excellent film, as I hope you realize. We also want to thank and recognize Jean Leopard and Kathleen Mills from the Center for Global Change, because doing this, as the enhancer suggested, takes a lot of work to try to buy all the electrical parts, all the solar panels, and building a hydrokinetic turbine in a place like the Amazon. Not simple. Our two staff here dealt with purchasing and trying to deal with all the travel and all the parts, and we could not do it without them at all. We also want to thank Dr. Lori Medina from the Center for Latin American Studies and ISP, both of whom helped to have the partnership that made this project possible. In other words, this was built on a memorandum of understanding between MSU and that university, and it took 2 or 3 years to get to the point where we could actually begin to do the work there, but without that agreement, that would never have happened. We're honored by this opportunity. It has proven immensely rewarding to us personally and professionally. One of the insights from this project is a recognition that science is better at delivering benefits to society when it is co-created and co-implemented with communities. Thank you.
good stuff, huh? How's everybody feel? Dry eyes in the house, that's usually what happens. Thank you, Steve, and congratulations. Final round of applause for our worthy recipients. The culminating presentation of our ceremony is a very special one. The Michigan State University Community Engagement Scholarship Lifetime Achievement Award is conferred upon individuals in recognition of outstanding and sustained accomplishment in community engaged scholarship through research, creative activity, teaching, and/or service over the span of a career. Given the special nature of this distinction, it is not intended to be an annual award, but conferred only on those occasions in which the extraordinary accomplishments of an engaged scholar so warranted. Today is such an occasion, and those accomplishments belong to Terry E. Taylor from the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Taylor is unable to be here this evening, but she did provide a video, so one more time, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen.
Greetings from Malawi, the warm heart of Africa. Thank you so much for this Lifetime Achievement Award. I really appreciate it. I was initially surprised. I realized that this award exemplifies Michigan State's modus operandi as a world grant university. We're embedded, we work shoulder to shoulder with our colleagues, we go the distance. My own trajectory started back in 1985 when Dean Bacon, the founding dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, told me that if I identified a research setting in a research-challenged location that would be hospitable for our medical students abroad, he would give me a job. And it turned out that that place was Malawi. Together with my mentor and then colleague, Malcolm Molyneux, we started working on cerebral malaria, which had been identified by the Malawi Ministry of Health as a research priority. It involved bedside care of very sick children. And I thought that required my presence in Malawi for the duration of the malaria season every year, 6 months, January to June. Very unusual in US academic settings to allow a faculty member to be away for such an extended period of time. I presented this scenario to Dean Megan and he agreed instantly. And no other dean has raised a fuss. And in fact, the deans and MSU have had my back for all this time. And being able to be in Malawi for 6 months a year, every single year, has made a huge difference in terms of our credibility here. We were on the ground and up and running even before the College of Medicine was established in 1991. And so we've become part and parcel of that operation. The medical students are welcomed every year. They are cherished at the Queen Elizabeth Central Hospital. They show up every day, they do a great job, and for them, it's a capstone experience for their medical educations. The research has moved on from one question to the next almost seamlessly, and as the College of Medicine graduates have emerged, we've been able to incorporate them into our work. We've also been able to foster the careers of many young, up-and-coming Malawian bench scientists. So the capacity building has been fantastic. I deeply appreciate this award. It's honestly been my privilege to represent Michigan State here in Malawi since the mid-80s. 1986 was our first year. And as I often say, it's the best job at MSU. Sikomo kwambiri. Thank you very much.
recognition of an exemplary career of outstanding accomplishments and impacts in both scholarship and the public good, I am pleased to present the Michigan State University Community Engagement Scholarship Lifetime Achievement Award to Terry E. Taylor. At this point, I'd like to welcome Dr. Mary J. Hughes, Chairperson and Professor for the Department of Osteopathic Medical Specialties, College of Osteopathic Medicine, to the stage to accept the award on her behalf.
Because it's the rainy season in Malawi, Terry can't be here. And her husband was going to accept on her behalf, and he was over there visiting and coming back yesterday until the airlines didn't fly, so he didn't get back until later today. And so I am happy to receive it, and her life has really been quite an adventure in Malawi in her dedication to the pediatric patients. And she was trained as an internal medicine, which is an adult doctor. So the fact that she spent her whole career taking care of sick children on another continent and doesn't practice medicine in the US at all is truly amazing. That her work has really been kind of the milestones for malaria. And we have a collaborator over there from MSU who's also going to be a lifer who's been here, and she's getting ready to retire in a year or two, and her replacement is married with children. So we're going to see how that all goes for 6 months a year, because we do have medical students there for January through the end of April on rotation for 6 weeks at a time between the College of Osteopathic Medicine and the College of Human Medicine. And they actually live in Terry's house. So can't get any more personal than that. She's an amazing professor. So I'm delighted to receive this award on her behalf.
Congratulations once again to Terry E. Taylor on this well-deserved recognition. And congratulations to all award winners this evening. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge two programs the Office of University Outreach and Engagement has implemented within the past year. The Community Engaged Research Fellows Program offers up to 4 early and mid-career faculty for academic staff an opportunity to strengthen their community-engaged research skills, develop community-engaged research projects in partnership with communities, and produce scholarly products. In its inaugural year, we welcomed 8 fellows to the program whose names are listed in the back of the program book. The Urban Community Engagement Fellows Program is a joint program between MSU's Office of University Outreach and Engagement and the Graduate School. Participants are paired with Lansing area community partners to envision and complete community-identified projects that assist in the revitalization of Lansing. In its pilot year, we welcomed 5 participants to the programs whose names are also listed in the back of the program book. And I will add that the name is not there, but the program coordinator who is working with us on that program, Brittany Finch, has been tremendously helpful. Brittany, thank you. Before we depart for the evening, I'd like to thank each of you for attending the 2024 Michigan State University Outreach and Engagement Award ceremony. Your participation honors our colleagues, their community partners, and our shared efforts to address challenges and improve the quality of life for all. I would also like to thank the many individuals who served on the award selection committees. I know it was a challenging task, so thank you for your time, effort, and attentiveness to all of our nominations and their impactful work. A special thank you to our presenters and the dedicated staff at University Outreach and Engagement who made this ceremony possible. And although they created this script from which I am reading, they chose not to put their names on the script. So I did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I would actually like them to stand when I call their names or make themselves otherwise known. Bert Barberstop. Judy Croson. Emily Springer. Gada Georges. Kelly Hansen. Paul Phipps, probably hiding in the back outside. Cindy Helms. And Pat Mish. Pretty sure we have an outstanding staff, and I want to personally thank them as well. My thanks also to Janet Juris and Erica Allen from Capital Area Interpreting and Consulting Services. Provide us with sign language this evening, Dane Robeson of Time Frame Photography for taking pictures throughout the evening, and Risky Studios for live streaming of the evening. And last, thank you to the Spartan Jazz Quintet of MSU College of Music Student Jazz Ensemble for providing this afternoon's entertainment and my theme music. Thank you, y'all.